and welcome backstage to the Classical Brits 2009, where I'm very excited to be joined by Mr. Domingo. Thank you for joining us.
How are you? Thank you.
Welcome to London and welcome to the Classical Brits. We're hugely excited that you're performing here this evening.
Thank you.
Do you have any particularly fond memories of performing in this city?
Oh, in the city, I mean, it's so many years of singing in Covent Garden. I am soon, next year, I will be singing my 39th season. I have been singing for 39 years
and you've
in
managed to amass nearly 130 different operatic roles,
yes, that's
as
right.
well.
That's right.
Apart from sounding exhausting, it is admirable. Is there one particular role that stands out as being your favorite?
No, it has to be the one that I'm singing that night. Because the situation is this, that just like in the big families, you cannot say, well, this is my favorite son. You cannot pick a...
They're all your children,
all
of them. Now, I'd like to speak to you about your new album. So it was released on Monday, and I hear that it's been a very personal journey for you, and there's a great story behind the inspiration of it.
It is because I have a son that is a composer, and we found some poems of John Paul II, the Pope. And we first started working into some classical works of the passages of the Bible. But then I find out that he has a lot of poems that they were very much then speak about his humanity, his compassion, his love for children. And so I think that all the public, all the people admires him, not necessarily because of being the head of the Catholic Church, but because of his personality, his even political world growing parallel to Walesa in Poland, and so with that situation, you know, we found some of his poems very strong, but some other ones very much political statements, like singing for freedom, and I find out beautiful possibilities, and we have beautiful songs. Some of them written by my son, by Jorge Calandrelli, an Argentine composer, and some Italian composers. And I think it's a beautiful songs altogether.
It sounds like the most amazing project to work on, and you've collaborated with a lot of different people on here, and some young talent as well, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. I have a duet with Katherine Jenkins, and another one with Josh Grossman, with Andrea Bocelli, with Vanessa Williams, and with my own son, Placido.
And this evening you'll be performing with Katherine Jenkins.
That's right, yes. We'll be singing a beautiful song that is called Mother's Wonderment, and it's composed by Jorge Calandrelli.
Can I ask you about the Lifetime Achievement Award? So you won it here at the Classical Brits in 2006. This year, your long-term collaborator, Mr. Carreras, will be presented with it. How does it feel to see him follow in your footsteps?
I feel very proud and happy for him. Very well deserved. He has done a lot for the public in Britain, and most especially in Covent Garden for the operatic public. And he deserves it completely. So I'm very glad that, as he said, that these awards are given to us when we are still in action, you know. So
well deserved,
yeah,
of course,
thank you.
Well deserved. I remember watching the Three Tenors perform in Paris under the Eiffel Tower quite a few years ago now, and it was just the most memorable evening. But when the three of you performed in 1990 for the World Cup, you were watched by, I think it was over 800 million people.
It was tremendous.
Do you think that was the benchmark almost of bringing the high art of opera and making it more accessible, bringing it to the masses?
That was a turning point for the operatic world. Many people knew opera because of this event, because of this happening, and many more and more people has been making different groups and coming a lot of crossover artists, new artists, so that the operatic and classic music is better known.
Making it more popular and making it appeal to a younger generation.
Absolutely, yes.
So what's the plan now? What's the future? I hear you're going to be taking on your biggest role to date. You mentioned at the beginning of the year. One of the most demanding baritone roles.
I'll be doing the Simon Boccanegra. Yes, I'll be doing it in different countries and in Covent Garden, of course, as well, in London. And it was just like, that was like the last thing I want to do, but I think it's not been the last, so let's see. Okay.
I'm sure it won't by the sounds of things.
Okay.